Fighters, welcome back to the show. Today I want to dig into how to calculate your break-even point. Our last couple videos have been about some of the basics of business math, so if you haven't checked those out, go check those out. I do a little business math crash course for you. I do a small video on what is your overhead, and today I want to talk about how to calculate your break-even point because so many contractors are goes and brokes. Goes and brokes? I don't know where that came from. They're goes and brokes because they don't understand how much revenue they need to bring into the business in a given period of time. And I'm going to talk monthly here today for you in our examples that we do. Fighters, if you're tired of not making the money that you deserve, you might have a pricing problem. And that's why I want to make sure you are aware of this pricing guide that we have for you. Available at thecontractorfight.com/5050. Get yourself as fast as you can to a 50% gross profit, and I promise you there'll be a lot more money left in your bank account at the end of each month, and Mama Bear at home, she's gonna be real proud of you, man. Finally be stepping up and playing to your potential because you got the math right. Grab it now, I'm out. When I typically ask a contractor, what is your break-even point? They usually tell me it's their overhead amount. So if their overhead is $20,000 a month, I go, what's your break-even point? They go, 20,000 bucks a month. I go, so you got to bring in 20 grand a month to pay for the 20 grand a month. And they go, yeah.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
That's not the answer, my friends, all right? Your break-even point is not your overhead. Now, I want you to picture break-even like this. Break-even is a little boat on the ocean sitting on top of the water because you don't got any holes in your boat. That's a good thing. It's bobbing up and down in the water. It's not sinking. It's not flying up in the air. That's how I picture break-even. It's at zero. You're at zero. That's break-even point. It's what you need to keep after you produce all your projects just to pay for your overhead that you should have figured out. I'm going to give you some math examples here, some important stuff here. So bear with me and don't give me shit about having to be in math class right now because this is good stuff. Your break-even point is found by taking your overhead amount in a month, let's say a month, and dividing it by your produced gross profit percentage for that month. So now you might do 3 or 4, 10 jobs in a month. One, you might finish at a 52%. One, you might get your ass kicked and finish at a 40%. They all finish at different price points or gross profit points, but there's an average. So whatever that average is, which you will know when you ask your bookkeeper to print you off your monthly profit and loss sheet, you'll know what the average is. So it'll be very simple to figure this shit out. Guys, this is going to tell you when you take your overhead divided by your average produced gross profit percentage, it will tell you what you needed to bring in revenue, deposit it in the bank in that period of time to break even. I'm going to give you a couple examples here. Number one, so let's go back to $20,000 a month is our overhead. If you produce your work at a 30% gross profit, you take $20,000 divided by 0.30, 30%, you actually have to deposit into the bank $66,666 just to zero out and make no net profit. Think about that for a minute. At a 40% gross profit, you just take the same 20 grand in overhead, divide it by 0.40, because that's what you've been producing your work at. You actually have to deposit $50,000 into the bank to break even and have 20 grand left to just zero out. And the final example here is at a 50% gross profit, which we've been pounding and pounding and pounding into the universe for 10 years. That 20 grand divided by 0.50 is only $40,000 a month. Why do we preach gross profit so much? When you have a higher gross profit, your break-even revenue goes down. The difference between a 30% and a 50% gross profit, you guys, is $26,000 less a month you have to bring in just to break even on the same 20 grand. That's why this stuff's important. So not only does it open your eyes to what you need to deposit into the bank as far as break-even revenue, because that's 66 grand at a 30%. That's not what you need to sell in a month. That's what you need to collect to break even. If my break-even is 66,000 a month in revenue, I need to be selling like 150, 180, 200 grand a month to break even on that, just because of the way money comes in and deposits and jobs finishing and this and that. I want to make sure that I've got the money machine rolling. Now that you have your break-even revenue point based on your average gross profit, now you can figure out things like how many jobs do I need a month? How many jobs do I need to complete to perform and get paid on? And how many leads do I need to be able to do that number of jobs? So for example, let's go back. Let's say your average job size is $7,500. At a 30% gross profit, you need 9 jobs to break even. If your closing rate, if you're selling 4 out of 10 jobs, that's a 40%, you would actually need 23 leads to get 9 jobs just to break even. And at a 50%, you only need 5 jobs to break even and only 13 leads. You need 10 less leads if you're at a 50% gross profit than if you're at a 30% gross profit. So a lot of you guys think you have a leads problem. You don't have a leads problem. You have a sales problem. You don't know how to close your deals. A lot of you guys, maybe you're selling your jobs, but you don't have any money. You have a pricing problem because you don't understand what it takes to break even and you're not charging enough. Maybe you're selling your jobs at a 50%, but you're not producing them at a 50%. There's all these different variables, you guys. So listen, hopefully this helps you open your eyes a little bit about the importance of knowing your numbers in your business. You simply know your numbers by focusing on them. Take some time each week and just look at past jobs you've done. Look at your production rates. Look at your overhead. What do we spend on this? Figure this stuff out. This is what it means to be a business owner. Hopefully you got a bookkeeper on your team that will help you keep track of all this stuff. I don't even have QuickBooks on my computer, guys. I never have. I've always had a bookkeeper because I just know myself. So whatever you got to do to set yourself up, I just need the information. It needs to be right. And then I can make decisions and I can educate myself. You guys rock. I got to roll. I'm out.